Hi guys, I'm Brandon Jones, and I love trailers. I love watching them, I love cutting them, I love talking about them, and I love working with them day in, day out here at GT. At GT we spend a lot of time talking about games, and we don't spend nearly enough time talking about trailers, which is our namesake, so we should. So I want to spend this time with you guys and talk about what some of the best trailers in the world are, and some of the worst. And why specifically, what makes a good trailer? What makes a piece of media stand out? What makes you want to watch a trailer more than once? I want to figure out the answers to these questions with you guys, episode by episode, trailer by trailer, finding one unique lesson to learn in every single trailer. Lesson 1, be faithful to the game. Game trailers, just like games, are an art form. The most elaborate among them require budgets bigger than some feature films. We typically value and rank game trailers based on their download count or emotional significance to fans of the series or genre, but dozens of factors go into making a sweet video. Music, sound effects, dialogue, voiceover, titles, transitions, all need to synergize to sell you on the experience. In 2011, we voted the Bioshock X06 trailer as the best trailer of all time because we felt it excelled in all of these factors. It was the first cinematic short produced for the game's campaign, and it's a powerfully faithful representation of the evolving world of Bioshock.
And we had a great E3 this year with Bioshock, and this is our first chance to show you, the gamers, and what we're trying to do.
Bioshock began its lengthy development phase in 2001. It was officially announced in 2004 and shown for the first time to the press at E3 in May of 2006. Gamers finally got to see the 14-minute demonstration on September 20th, 3 months later. Writer and lead designer Ken Levine took us through a slice of life in Rapture, the city under the sea. He pointed out the Art Deco style, freedom of player choice, and relationship between the game's big daddies and little sisters.
Now, the big daddies won't bother you if you don't bother them. They're genetically modified protectors of characters we call the little sisters.
Not much information was given about the character being played, and his identity was questioned even further a week later when our trailer in question was released. It premiered during X06, a celebration of all things Xbox and Windows. It begins with a monologue from a character not mentioned in the E3 demo, Andrew Ryan. In the trailer and the final game, Ryan was voiced by Armin Shimmerman, known to Trekkies as Quark and Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans as Principal Snyder. Ironically, he also played Dr. Potter in the 2011 film adaptation of Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. Bioshock was based heavily on Rand's novel, first published in 1957, the year Rapture became a war zone. Bioshock was released on August 21st, 2007, so this trailer was shown a full year before the game was completed. Ryan opens the X06 trailer with a speech similar to a rant at the beginning of Bioshock.
A man has a choice. I chose the impossible.
In the game, the main character, Jack, is traveling in a pod on a fixed track across the ocean floor. The view we get in the trailer is obviously not on the same trajectory. There's no visible track nearby, but the rocky floor is being illuminated by something near our view, suggesting we're in some kind of submersible. While we're not seeing the same visual propaganda as Jack does in the pod, the speeches both seem like something Ryan would say to someone new to his ocean utopia.
So I ask you, my friend, if your life were the prize, would you kill the innocent? Would you sacrifice your humanity?
From the beginning, we remained faithful to the game. Our trailer narrator is not someone randomly cast just for this video. It's the voice of one of the shooter's central villains, the man responsible for building Rapture. And his words are not taglines or trailer hype, but instead represent something that organically occurs in the game. These events could have taken place any time before the beginning of the game. The unlucky stranger in the X06 trailer could possibly be the game's lead, the wrench-wielding Jack, except for two inaccuracies. The fellow in the trailer does not have Jack's chain tattoo, and dies after taking a drill to the back. As the trailer moves into the city, we see a skyline similar enough to the one in the finished product. We pass a neon billboard for KNO Radio, although the only station in the city is simply called Rapture Radio, and no reference to KNO exists. The only sign outside that reappeared in the game was for Finley's Eat-In takeout restaurant. The player can't access the presumably flooded establishment, but it's advertised in multiple locations. The line, "In the end, our choices make us," does not appear during this section in the game's opening, but Ryan does repeat it a few times during the story, and other characters echo the sentiment back at Ryan through audio logs. Once Ryan is done talking, we dive into the head of our protagonist and live out the last 90 seconds of his life. He immediately goes for a little sister, presumably to drain her of Rapture's most precious resource, Adam. He's interrupted by her protector, a Big Daddy, before we can see what the thug has planned. The interruption plays into the game's use of choice. Sisters can be either saved or harvested, and it isn't completely clear which one was about to happen. The advance towards her is sinister, however. He even taps the wrench menacingly in his left hand, like Jack does when idle during the final game. The hallway where this scuffle goes down does not appear in the game, but it is similar to the entrance of Le Marquis d'Epoque in the entertainment hub Fort Frolic. The area was also featured in the earlier demo from E3. It's right before this district in the final game that the player gains the Insect Swarm Plasmid, which the trailer character uses to delay his death a few moments longer. Insect Swarm is an excellent repellent against Big Daddy attacks, especially when you need to recover after one just drilled through your hand. The ability was not shown in the 14-minute gameplay demo a week earlier, presumably to intensify its impact when a cloud of pestilence unexpectedly flew out of the character's wrist in the CG trailer. The injection beforehand is done with either a plasmid shot, giving the guy in the trailer the Insect Swarm ability, or it's a hypodermic needle, and he's running low on Eve. With the Big Daddy disabled, our hero goes in for the kill shot. Slight modifications can be seen on the shotgun, in line with comments about gun upgrades made by Ken Levine a week earlier. After a moment's respite, we're shown that leaving your back exposed can be deadly in Rapture. Seeing a drill come out of your stomach is a startling trailer device, but it also speaks to the game's atmosphere. With splicers, daddies, and ghosts running around Rapture, you're never completely safe. This is not a game where you can just put down the controller and walk away. The last image we see puts the scale of this bizarre friendship between sister and daddy in perspective. We're left to interpret their need for each other in our own way. Ken Levine, during the earlier gameplay demo, explained how this volatile friendship functioned, but not why. It's never clear who the good guys or bad guys are in this trailer, and the player must make that decision for themselves when they sit down and play Bioshock. The trailer was many a gamer's introduction to Rapture, and it raised all the right questions that remained major tenets of series mythology. How were little sisters created? What do Big Daddies really look like? Who were we portraying, and where did he come from? The Bioshock X06 trailer is also great because it's creepy. We see a spinning drill bit pop out of the back of a guy's hand. The little sisters are pale and emaciated. The Big Daddies keep groaning like zombies, and the whole structure looks like it's about to capsize. And they didn't have to really fabricate anything to realize this horrifying scene, the scene that I recreated in the game numerous times, looking for all these connections. Trailers need clear direction to get their point across, and the X06 trailer has it because, despite it being computer animated, it's impressively faithful to the overall experience of Bioshock. Details like that go a long way. If you guys want to check out any other really cool trailers that are done from a first-person perspective, I recommend the debut of Mirror's Edge, the first E3 trailer for Killzone 2, the teaser for Dishonored, and of course, the first trailer for the sequel to Bioshock 1 and 2, Bioshock Infinite. If I missed anything in the X06 trailer, let me know in the comments, and be sure to let me know what your favorite trailer or least favorite trailer is, and I'll try to cover it in an upcoming episode. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at GameTrailersVO. See you next time.